Good day everyone. My name is Jayve Tumabang and my topic for today is all about socio-emotional development of primary schoolers. So, socio-emotional development. Social and emotional development means how children start to understand who they are, what they are feeling, and what to expect when interacting with others. It is the development of being able to form and sustain positive relationships, experience, manage, and express emotions. So, industry versus inferiority. Erik Erikson's fourth stage of psychosocial development. The psychosocial crisis that children will have to resolve in this stage. In this stage, children will most likely have begun going to school. School experiences become the priority, with children so busy doing schoolwork. Primary school children's self-concept is influenced not only by their parents, but also by the growing number of people they begin to interact with, including teachers and classmates. School years. In the transition from pre-elementary to primary school, children tend to become increasingly self-confident and able to cope well with social interactions. They are not focused on themselves anymore, but also aware of the needs and desires of others. Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning or CASEL has 5 competencies. First competency is self-awareness, the ability to identify one's emotions and thoughts and how they are influenced behaviors. The second one is self-management, the ability to successfully regulate one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, whilst working towards personal and academic goals. The third one is social awareness, the ability to emphasize and display perspective-taking skills. The fourth one is relationship skills, the ability to establish and maintain healthy and rewarding relationships. And lastly, the fifth, responsible decision making, the ability to make constructive choices about personal behavior and social interaction. And that would be all. Thank you for watching.
So, good day everyone. I am going to continue discussing socio-emotional development of primary schoolers in terms of building friendship, antisocial behavior, and self-control. So, as an add-up information about socio-emotional development, social and emotional development is a subset of child development. It is a gradual, integrative process in which children learn to understand, experience, express, and manage emotions and form meaningful relationships. In this case, in this development, children are now slowly taking a progress on their social and emotional aspects. They are now working up on learning and understanding some experiences. They are now learning on how they are going to express and manage their emotions as well as the emotions of others. And they will also learn to build meaningful relationship with others. And the subject of this social emotional development are the primary schoolers. Who are the primary schoolers? Primary schoolers were children from the ages of 6 to the primary school years. The developmental sequence of a child is orderly and predictable, but different children develop at different rates. Language, social, gross motor, and motor skills are all part of child's development. In that case, do not expect that your younger brother or sister is the same as you when you were a child. Do not agree if your mother tells your brother that you are way more intelligent because you learned writing more earlier than your brother or sister. Because, as what I have said, children develop at different rates. So, friendship, antisocial behavior, and self-control. So, what are these? So, first is friendship. Friendship is a mutually affectionate relationship between two people or more. It is a more powerful type of interpersonal bond than an association, and it has been studied in academic fields such as communication, sociology, social psychology, anthropology, and philosophy. So, As you can see, friendship is one of the greatest factor that could help develop our social and emotional aspects in life. Why? Because it enhances our social emotional development by letting us practice to face different behaviors. Next is antisocial behavior. The Antisocial Behavior Act of 2003 and the Police Reform and Social Responsibility Act of 2011 define antisocial behavior as behavior by a person that causes or is likely to cause harassment, alarm, or distress to persons who are not of the same household as the person. So it means antisocial behavior is an act when a person behaves negatively towards other persons, especially to someone that we didn't know. Next is self-control. So self-control is one of several skills that enable children and adults to manage their thoughts, actions, and emotions to complete tasks that will develop over time. So self-control is an ability to think and do things that will let us or let a person to complete a task on a certain period of time. Next. So this is where primary schoolers do when building friendships. So it is vital to a children's social and emotional growth to make and have friends because of being able to walk, talk, and especially play. Children can also naturally cope with what other children do. So, as what we had experienced, when we already knew how to talk and were able to speak, we start to play with the other children. In this part, we are starting to build friendship, and that started when we are in our grade 1, our kindergarten, or when we started to enter primary school. So, they tend to join peer groups that have the same age and social economic status. At the age of 7 or 8, they think more of themselves than the others. So, for example, when we were in our elementary or kindergarten, we tend to build friendship with our classmates or other children who are with the same age with us. Interests also varies and sometimes gender. For example, makipag-friends ta kapag kanang tahay sa akong makita sa una is kapag bright ka, imong mga friends is bright sad, then kapag mga sipat imong mga friends, ay kapag sipat ka, sipaton ka, kay sipat po di mo mga friends, just like that. So, next is antisocial behavior. Sometimes, elders consider their children as antisocial because of the children's action towards other children. When a child does something to a newly met child, those actions are standard. So, when we see a kid who pushed other kid because of a certain reason, like they wanted to borrow a toy or something, it is normal. It is part of a child's social emotional development. But it does not mean that it should be tolerated. In this situation, the child will also develop their thinking that doing negative actions towards other children is a bad thing. So, for example, is like imong pag-umangkon like nakigdula sa line bata din, 'di ba, sometimes makakita nimo na gitulak siya sa bata or imong pag-umangkon mismo ang nitulak kay bago pa sila nagmet ha, bago pa sila nagmet yung gitulak sa bata imong manghod kay tungod dili pa hirmon. Part na siya sa iyang social emotional development kay kung first met pa lang jud ingana jud ang reactions like kanang dili jud sila kanang dili pa friends. That's why important jud na i-practice nato ang ang pag-communicate sa bata towards other children para maiwasan nato ni o nga mudako ang pagka-antisocial behavior sa bata. So, there are some things that parent and teachers could do to help their children make friends. So, first is expose them to a kid-rich environment. Second is create a play group in your class and let them mingle with their classmates. Third is when your child does something terrible towards other children, always tell them that they are hurting others. Always coordinate with the parents and the teachers to have more incredible opportunities to interact with other children. So, these are some ways upang dili magdako ang bata nga nay antisocial behavior kasi nay certain disorder or magkaroon siya og conduct disorder kapag dili naton siya maiwasan ay kapag dili nato ni siya maibsan ang pagkaingani sa bata, like padakon na to yang antisocial behavior, wrong kayo. So next, it's self-control. So when children reach school age, they always want to be acknowledged for their ability to do things and their capacity to exert effort. Positive acknowledgement from their teachers and parents is a great way to feel that they do something. So, if a child achieve to develop their self-control, elders should acknowledge them. Autonomy versus shame or doubt could be an example describing self-control for primary schoolers. If they achieve if they achieve self-control, then they surpass the psychosocial development stage autonomy. On the other hand, if they failed or does not have self-control, then they may develop shame or doubt. So, for example, kapag ang bata is kanang like for example kanang na keep niya ang toys na siya lang tapos wala siya gisugo, kabantay mo clap ang bata, or mismo sa mga kanang ano na elementary, like kuntahay naka-answer sila sa ilang modules without asking you katungod nasabtan nila to, you must acknowledge them kay isa man na sa way na makahuna-huna ang bata na kaya man dayon nako ang mga butang usahay ang ubang mga butang. So it means nag-gain nila ilang self-control, like kanang naa silang mind na sila self-control, like makontrol nila ilang sarili, if kayahon nila mabuhat nila, if dili kailangan na tabang ni mama, ni kuya, ni ate. And according to Clothier, Cohen, Ununaku, and Poppet, 2005, in social-emotional development includes experiences, expressions, emotional management, and the ability to build positive and rewarding relationships with others. Social-emotional development highlights the intrapersonal and interpersonal process. So, to sum up, so first is building friendships. In this stage, friendship, in this stage, primary schoolers, friendship could help children. It may contribute to children's quality of life and the ability to adjust to changes within the environment. So, antisocial behavior. In this stage, this kind of behavior is part of a child's development. However, it must not be tolerated because the child may lead on having conduct disorder. So, yan na po yung sinabi ko kanina. Next is self-control. In this stage, this is a complex skill that develops over time. So, it includes controlling impulses, emotions, and physical activity. Some instances, like children with special needs, causes self-control problem. Kining sa syempre sa mga bata nga na special needs, lisod jud kayo makita na sila self-control because kaya nga gisabi na sila special needs, it means kailangan nila og tabang, so maglisod sila sa ilang sarili, maglisod sila og tabang sa ilang sarili. So that's all. Thank you.